Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to thank everyone on the panel. You're all very informative. I think you all brought some good information to us. There's not any of you that didn't enlighten me significantly. Mr. Sinks, did I understand you to say that you think there currently exists a market sufficient to replace FHA if FHA was to vaporize tomorrow?
Well, we're not advocating that the FHA vaporize, but we do believe that they have a role, and if they return to their historical norm in terms of that role, there is enough private capital in the private MI industry to support the market.
Has it always been there?
Certainly in recent times it has, yes.
Then why did they even go to FHA if there were private alternatives available?
Well, I think it's a combination of factors. Back in 2007 and 8, the private industry, lenders and mortgage insurers tightened up their underwriting guidelines, and the FHA was able to step in and play and pick up that part of the role. As time has moved on, one of the things we've experienced now, as I mentioned in my testimony, is that on the conventional loan side, which is the loans that go to the GSE, they have loan level price adjustments in their pricing. And as a result of that, the FHA becomes a better execution, so more lenders are going to, or more consumers are going to FHA. In addition, the down payment requirement, the difference of 3.5% at the FHA versus 5% that's generally with the MIs.
So there is a difference. The down payment does make a difference then.
Yes, sir.
So it doesn't sound like really, truly, we have a market that's willing to step in and pick up at the more reasonable down payment level than actually.
That's correct. What it is.
Okay, I thought I heard you say that right, and what you said apparently isn't exactly what you meant. But thank you, Mr. VC. If the FHA more minimal down payment program was eliminated, what do you think would happen to the market? We have people that are suggesting we raise FHA down payments to 20 to 30% in an effort to make the loans more secure when, as you just mentioned, and an example I often use, VA has a 2.5% loss ratio, the lowest of anybody that I know of, and most of their loans are zero down payment. But should the FHA low down program go away, what do you think the impact would be on the market?
If we're talking the 20% down, we've done some statistical analysis. We figure that probably it would take the normal homeowner, the new first-time home buyer, somewhere between 9 and 14 years to save enough money to make that 20% down payment. At a fragile recovery period that we're in today, you would literally devastate the real estate market by doing something like that. FHA has done an enormous amount of good for not just the real estate market today, but for the first-time home buyer in these last 4 or 5 years. About 75% of all first-time home buyers last year made that purchase through FHA. I can tell you, because I do this every day, and I travel the country and speak to our people every day, that trying to extract a loan from a conventional bank is like trying to beat up a block and get blood out of a turnip. It just ain't happening. So unless there's another alternative way, and we beat this one to death, especially during these tight times, you're going to see the real estate recovery really stagnate, and that's enormously important to understand. Do that, and you really wrench out the recovery and probably the economic recovery of this country.
Thank you. That's a good world perspective on it, actually. Mr. Cunningham, your thoughts on the same thing?
I agree with those comments exactly. I think that FHA's played an important part in our fragile housing recovery. I think it's provides stability in the housing market, liquidity in the housing market. I think that the proposals for QRM, if we could eliminate the debt-to-income requirements and loan-to-value and focus on QM, I think that would be a significant move in the right direction. I think that it's going to is very important for us to provide a government role in housing to provide liquidity in the marketplace.
So generally, the consensus, I think, is that we don't agree with the concept that the best way to eliminate a large inventory of housing is to make it more difficult to buy them.